and just point out some things that people may be not noticing. First of all, this is week 2, and I thank you all for coming. Sorry for the late delay. I had technical problems and trying to get here from another meeting. People don't want to stop talking sometimes, you know? But I am here, and I didn't want you to think that I've forgotten you, and I have not. Okay, so let me see. Right now we're on week 2, information and information sharing. Don't forget you have the academic integrity tutorial to do, and that's an easy one. And once you pass the quiz, snap a picture of it or take the certificate that they give you either in PDF form or take a picture again, do a screenshot, and then send it to me. Not Mimi, but send it to your folder, your assignment folder. You also have week 2 quiz to do. And don't forget to read about telecommuting and teleworking. A lot of people were asking me if their research topic should pertain to the telecommunicating and teleworking. No. And from what I could tell, everybody is on target with that. Please watch my video for this week to see a mini little case study that I created to help you understand about information sharing. And the big thing that I think a lot of people will be concentrating on this week is the discussion area. And let me take you there. You can go down. And don't forget to do the Excel tutorials for week 2. Even though you don't have anything to hand in for the Excel, start practicing on what they've shown you. And especially look at the quiz questions, because that will also prepare you too for what's coming up in your first project 1 for the Excel. Each of the tutorials are leading you up to a big instructions that you're going to have to follow. And it's all based on what you're learning from the tutorials. Please read the articles that we have. And here we go with the discussion. Let me take you straight there. You only have 2 more days to participate in it. And I know it looks like a lot, but it really isn't if you really follow through with this. I'm making the whole class accountable for understanding the readings. The videos are only a small part, but it's an essential part that helps you understand the readings. So part 1, I've given you at least 3 videos to look at. Read through, listen to them. See if you can match up what they're talking about with what you actually learn from your readings. Then, after you've seen all, is it 3 or 2? Oh, it's 2 videos. And then the third one will help you with your research paper. Okay, so those 2 videos you have. And then everybody watches those because everybody's going to be reading as well. Then what you're going to do is part 2. The group members have already posted their contributions, their responses to the questions. Non-group members as well. You should answer the questions, but you do not have to put your answers up there, just to make sure you understand what is being asked so that you can talk a little bit more in detail, get down to a specific question that you may have based on the questions that were posed to the group 2 members. Okay?
Hello, Dr. Weldon. It's
Oh,
Christian here.
hello.
I just had a
Hello?
so when you say we have to answer the question, are we supposed to answer them on the on the discussion board, or are we supposed to answer them under what people have posted?
Okay, are you a non-group member?
Yes.
Okay, so what you're going to do is take the answers that you have, and when you look at 2 of the group members, look at their responses. Do they match with what you have? And then share with them what you think, how you interpreted the question, and if you agreed with what they said. Okay?
Okay.
I'm just trying to make sure everybody understand, because I wasn't too sure if people understood last week what the questions were to begin with, because some of the non-group members were just saying yes or no, and they weren't really going into what the person said and based on the articles. So I want to make sure that everybody has read those articles. So they have to show that they've read them, whatever you learned from them. And then also what you learned from that group member. And then talk to that group member and tell them what you found out.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Who's this? Who is I talking to?
It's Christian.
Oh, hi, Christian.
Hello.
Okay. And any other questions about it? Because I know that people are getting a little hung up on it, and I want to make sure that it was straight.
No, because I also read the article, but I just went over and look at the answers, kind of like try to like direct them to like if the person kind of like made a mistake, someone just comment and say like this, but I didn't really post what I had, like what I understood from it.
Oh, okay. As long as your answer, you're commenting on what they're saying, but I just wanted to make sure everybody understood what they're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
It's really difficult with an online course to try to make sure everybody's on the same page. That's why I want to make sure. That's why I'm having this little get together online.
It's really helpful.
Oh, excellent. And then
Thank
with, hmm and let's see, and with part 3, all I'm asking for you to do, and I sent the research topics out earlier, and I'm just asking for you to start thinking about what your research question is based on the topic that you were given. So you might want to just take that topic and make it into a question, but see if you can find an article through Google. You don't need to be, fancy or anything, but just search Google, and later on, we're going to start searching our online database that you're paying money for with the course and with the whole your whole program. We'll get into that a little bit later, but I just want to make sure you all are understanding how to create your research question and how to start developing it into your topic for what you're discussing in your paper. So I know I use one example in my video here, but you can stretch that example with your others as well. But if you have trouble, most likely it's because you have to find out a little bit more about the topic that you've been given. And I assign the topics. If you have problems with the topic, you can talk to me and we'll talk about, whether you want to have another topic or not. I only gave the topics out and assigned it so that people wouldn't have so many of the same topics, because I'm hoping that we can do a peer review so you can actually read other people's papers and see how they rate with what you understand about it. You could actually look at someone else's paper on your topic, or you could look at someone else who has a completely different topic, but that's going to be a little bit later. Right now, you can share with everybody what you understand your topic to be. Your research question is developing right now. What is it that you have to try to find out? And it doesn't have to be related to telecommuting or teleworking, even though this is happening during the time that we're covering that topic, but it has to deal with your topic specifically. And hopefully, my video here, my virtual assistant helps a little bit. But basically, what people have been doing is emailing me and asking, to make sure that they are on the right track. And that's what I want. The cartoon is only there to start you on your way. That's why I'm here online 24/7. And if you don't hear from me right when you send it, you will hear from me sometime that day. Okay, so start working on your research topics that I've sent to you. And all you need is just to put one question down. Ty, or Timothy, he's the one that he had one down that you all may want to look at. And I think some others did too. A good example of how the discussion should be going is, I remember reading Rick James Allen's discussion, telecommunicating and teleworking and telecommunicating in the workplace. He cited sources. This is something that you may want to think about too. Make sure that you cite your sources. And he's also put it in his own words. So it's not big quotes, okay? He is taking it and elaborating on the discussion with what he's found to share with you all. Now, of course, this is not the research topic. This is working on the questions, and he was one of the group members. So this is what he's given. And then Joshua asked him a question. I kind of thought that maybe the question was already answered, but Joshua can come back and show me if it isn't. But to me, it looks like it is already answered. But he had a good question. And Christian, see, Joshua has a good question. But remember, I want to see you citing sources. An example of someone actually participating and they also are using sources that they found is Christian. Christian has his source. He doesn't have to have a lot of sources, just one will do. And it's a source related to what he's talking about. He doesn't just, because I think a couple of the class actually, a couple of the members of the class actually just said, I totally share your opinion, or I agree with you, and say something from their experience. But remember, as a student in a college or in an institution, your experiences are worth something, but you still got to back them up with sources from academic areas or under the area that you're discussing. And you have to get your sources from valid places. Christian got it from thebalancecareers.com. Reasons why teleworking belongs in your future. And that sounds valid. We're going to go deeper into other sources too, but for now, this will work for what we're doing right now. So good work, Christian. And he didn't have to go that deep.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, oh, you are Christian. Okay. You're welcome. So you didn't have to go that deep, but you got your point across, and that was it. Joshua has a good idea. It's just he doesn't have anything backing him up. But, he did have a good question. Let's see, anybody else say anything? Nope. Okay. So let me come back out. Sorry, but I didn't recognize Christian. Discussion 3 is Joseph. Let's see, did he do? Yeah, he did part 3, I believe. Yeah, he has his assigned topic, and you could do it this way too. Anybody. he has artificial intelligence, and he put the research question: how does information technology and its advancement towards artificial intelligence affect traditional jobs and its path to teleworking? Okay, so the aha moment, which is going to be one of your references, and all your references are going to give you that aha moment. I say aha moment because when I write a paper, I'm trying to get out of me, what exactly do I want to write about? I have a topic, but where am I going with it? And then when you start developing that topic, you need to do some research. You can't just use what you have from your experiences. That's part of it. You still got to cite your sources. You still need to hear from other people. And that's where you go. Here, Joseph used McKinsey Quarterly. That's a good source. And it's actually University of Maryland University College. So he used the website that I'm going to be showing you later. In the, let's see, probably in the 4th week. So he's ahead of the game. And his aha moment was this article. So a lot of you are going to be using it too. It's University of Maryland, University College's online library database. Okay. And some of you may have it already. If you are a freshman, you're probably just getting into everything. So you haven't even taken the library course yet. But since I am a librarian as well, I give you a crash course in everything. You're going to get a crash course in developing your paper so that I do not have anybody with plagiarism, and you do not have plagiarism if you follow my instructions. And also, I give you a crash course in how to research your paper. And it's all incorporated in your grades each week. So that's why it is essential that you complete all parts so that I can grade you appropriately. Okay? So I'll be coming back to Joseph too, but this is excellent as well. This is a good start. If we go back out, I'll show you another example here. So you have the topic, and you have the part 2, which is, part 3. Okay, so you have the topic, which is part 3. Part 2 is actually answering the questions. And part 2 is like Era, and we could actually look at hers. And she answered the question, and do you see what she's doing here? She did not take the question. She didn't have question, answer. She incorporated it into what she would have said in a discussion. Now, naturally, if this were paper, she wouldn't be in first person, but she's discussing it with all of you. So this is excellent again. And that's Era right here. Let's go back to Christian has, and I think he's still online. Christian has a research topic, and it's information technology in the medical field. And he goes into definitions. Excellent. He's going really on the top here. He goes into the definitions of the terms that he has to define in order to understand. He's breaking down that topic. And some of you may have to do that too. Remember, I'm not expecting you to know this stuff before you start writing. But as you start developing your topic and your research question, you are going to start learning it, and you're going to be sharing it with other people, the rest of the class. So in the end, Christian actually has a research question: how information technology supports or makes possible genome-based treatments for curing disease, and what are some ethical and privacy issues that might result from each treatment. Okay, but we got 2 questions. He may have to narrow it down a little more. So here's a question to work on. What is the role of information technology in the medical field, and what are some ethical and privacy issues that might result from it? So this is developing more. He's showing you his working process of developing his paper, because this is where it's going. And his aha moment came this time from Role of Information Technology in Medical Science. So that's one place. Just imagine what he's going to find when we go into University of Maryland University College's online library database. It's going to just zap his mind, and yours too. So this is excellent. This is great. We're starting off very well in the course. This is week 2. Now, of course, a lot of you are going to ask, well, why am I doing all this? I could do this on week 7. I would hope that you were not doing this on week 7 when the research paper is due, because if you wait until the last minute, you're not going to have it done. So what you want to do is I'm having you start working on it as soon as possible. You should have started on it possibly if you had even gone on here before the course began. But, you want to ask questions and all that. So now week 2, you should definitely start working on your research paper. And now you can start looking at the Excel projects. Start looking at those Excel tutorials, because they're going to help you understand how to do the step-by-step processes involved and asked for in the Excel projects. And Excel 1 is going to be really essential for you to know how to do it so that you can build upon it for Project 2 and Project 3. And it's fun. Okay, so Christian is great. So let's go back again. So right now you do have some good examples of what you should have for your research paper, your research topic and your research question, and also for the responses. I'm just looking down here. And there's ties. Yeah, ties was excellent. And let's see, research question. Yeah, so look at what people have here. And I'm going to be making some suggestions online. So please feel free. Just because it's under their name does not mean that you can't look at it either. Look at it and see what I have said in response, and see if you agree or disagree with what I say and what the other students have said. Any other questions? I think we have one person online now. I guess everybody else is happy and they know what they're doing.
Hi, Dr. Weldon. It's Ty.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, doing well. I guess I did just have one quick question for you.
Mm-hmm.
When I was watching your video from your virtual assistant last week,
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure, but it did kind of seem like maybe our research questions had to be tied into the telecommuting and teleworking topic that we were on this week.
No, I just doing that as an example.
Okay,
I'm
gotcha.
sorry about that.
Okay, I just wanted to.
Yeah.
No worries. I just wanted to make sure, just for down the road, that doesn't actually have to be the whole research question moving forward.
No, I was just tying it in because of this week. But if people do it,
okay,
it's interesting right now. But later on, I want them to get away from that.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Yeah, I was just making sure.
And excellent work so far.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see. Anybody else? You got a quiz, and be careful if you haven't done the quiz too. Okay, I think Ty's the only one online right now, but quiz 2 is also covering Excel. So I can't look at it right now because you might see my screen, but and see the grade, and I don't want to show people's grades. But if you do the quiz now, quiz 2, just like with quiz 1, you're going to have questions that ask you about what you've read in Excel or about Excel. And you may want to look at that. Let me see. Anything else? Any other questions, Ty? Let's see. I'm trying to think of anything that has come up. Because I know a lot of you are going to get a lot of questions as soon as we start getting closer to the Excel Project 1. And I'm just waiting for that to happen. We're going to have fun with it. It's not bad. It's just that it's going to take time. That's why I'm hoping some people have started looking at it beforehand. Let's see, anything else? Oh, the academic integrity. Don't forget to do it. Because that's worth 2 points. Believe so? I think it's 2 points. Yeah. And it is due this week. So it's due Sunday. Before Sunday, 11:15. Oh, it's worth 1 point. Sorry about that. It's 1 point. Always trust what's on the course. So it's worth 1 point. And sometimes that can make a difference in your grade. I've seen that happen. And, it will happen at the end of the course. As we get closer, people are going to say, hey, I'm just 1 point away from an A. Is there anything I can do? And no, you've got to do all your work. I can't create projects out of nowhere. So you have to do the work that is given to you from the school, from my department. And once you have it completed successfully and you understand what you did right and what you did wrong, then you will see what your grade is. But there are no extra credit, and you cannot be given extra points or made up assignments. Okay, once you get that done, then you will have finished everything you need to do for this week. So it's the quiz, the academic integrity tutorial, and the discussion. And the discussion really isn't as long. And sorry if people got confused about the teleworking. If you have it connected, you have it connected to your research topic. If not, I'm just trying to give an example. And look at the tutorials, because when next week comes, you're going to have fun with the Excel project. How many people have used Excel? This is being recorded, so some people will hear this later, and of course I won't hear it. But you can always email me and tell me about your experiences. Big thing is, there are pivot tables, and there's relative and absolute cells, just like what you see here. So you're going to have to make sure you can blend it all into your understanding when they start asking you questions through the matrix. They have a grading matrix for this project. But that's, an exciting project next week. You can always go to assignments and don't forget, you can submit your academic integrity tutorial and go to assignment for Excel Project 1 and submit that next week. It's not due this week, but next week. Okay. Well, everybody said that they were interested, but who knows? I got here a little bit late, so sorry about that. But just remember that I'm on my way. If I'm not on here at the exact time, I'm still coming. And this online meeting is a benefit to you. It is not required. It is not something told from above for me to do. This is just something that if you wanted to know where to reach me and ask me questions and listen to me rant and rave about different projects and all that to interrupt so you can ask questions, then go right ahead. I will have this open for you. I think the next thing is, let me look at the doodle. And if you haven't participated in the doodles, please participate. But so far, let's see, we had these people for the doodle, and for the poll. We have 2 people down for Saturday, but again, Friday again is a good one, so most likely I will definitely be there for Friday. So if anybody else wants to come, Friday looks like it's a good day for everybody. Some Fridays it look like people are not doing, but I guarantee next Friday you probably want to attend because you get to ask me some questions. Now I can't give you the answer, but I can help guide you to understand what the answer could be for Project 1, for the Excel Project 1. So you just have to look at it carefully and come up with some great questions that will hopefully help you answer your project. Okay, well, I think that's it. That's all I have to say for now. So I'm going to take it off for recording. I want to thank you, Ty, for coming, and thank you also, Christian, for coming. And there was another person that was floating around, and I don't know that person, but thank you for coming as well. So we have about 3 people.
Thanks, Dr. Weldon. Have a good weekend.
Okay, you too. Get some rest. And this is Dr. Weldon signing off for now for IFSM 201. Peace. And if you have any questions, email me. I'm here for you.